So yeah, here we are. Double Tap is back, and we are in the CSUN Assistive Technology Conference exhibition hall that is now officially open to the public today. We're going to be here today and tomorrow. And Shaun, I am so excited to get into the exhibition hall. And you know, for viewers of YouTube watching along here, you might think, hang on, there's three of you on screen. What the hell is going on? Introduce yourself, sir. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Luke Buckberrough, one of the co-founders and head of growth at Glidance. I'm so excited to be in a double tap sandwich right now here at CSUN.
Please.
Yeah, and I'm the head of growth. I'm actually a Canadian, was born in Toronto, live in Calgary, Alberta now. Always been in early stage tech at the prop tech industry, fintech, warehouse automation, but for the first time in my life, I'm doing something that's both purposeful and profitable for a community of people that have blown me away every day.
Are you the head of growth because you're the tallest person in the company?
Hey, I was going to make that joke.
The tallest, the most energetic, the most rambunctious, yeah, maybe a mix of those three together.
Hey, listen, you've been supporting us on our trip out here. A huge thank you to you.
Of course.
I mean that, Luke, it means a lot. We're here at the Glidance stand, of course.
Yep.
This is probably going to be one of the most visited stands, I think, at CSUN. Everyone's talking about Glidance. What's your experience like so far?
I mean, I think for me, CSUN is an opportunity for us to connect with the entire ecosystem, the O&Ms, the TVIs, the organizations, the podcasters, the people, the thought leaders, and more importantly, our gliders, both either who have been with us since last year at CSUN, who heard about us because we were coming back. You know, for us and our entire team, we all know this very well, it's about community. It's about being open, honest, out there, and unapologetic. You know, as a startup, we really want to strive to always have this angle of, hey, we're going to have ups, we're going to have downs, but more importantly, you're always going to be a part of that ride with us because you're not a customer. You're a partner, you're a contributor, and you are a team member. So I'm meeting my team members here. I'm a fully remote company in many ways, and I have about a couple hundred gliders that are going to come in and see the team.
And what's the response been like? It's everyone I've spoken to, I mean, everyone's still so excited, but how's it been so far? Is it still long queues?
So the queue is definitely lining up behind us here. We have 3 units, so if anyone is watching this, come on by. But more importantly, maybe to quickly give you guys an idea of what it meant for us and what this last 365 days has been from CSUN 24 to CSUN 25. I was talking to Steven this morning. 2024 and the first quarter of this year really represented 2 subjects, product design and hardware. What does that mean though? Well, to give you a real-time idea, we tried 8 different wheel types, sizes, widths, materials. Why? We wanted to make sure that the experience of pushing glide felt the best, that you could walk on hopefully the amount of terrains that you'd want to take it on. We tried a number of different cameras. I just looked at a spreadsheet yesterday. The angles of which we tried the cameras at is just a long, long laundry list. We wanted to make sure we picked the perfect one that gets the most amount of the ground on the bottom to look at curbs and edges, but most importantly to get up as well for those overhead obstacles and just to be able to see signage and to give the ability for us to read signage one day, that evolution of what glide will become. We have tried a number of different radars, we've tried a number of different materials to all kind of amalgamate to this idea of you can't build a beautiful home without a foundation. And the biggest question I've always asked our glider community is, no matter what, you know, maybe it's zigzag a little bit, maybe it's exaggerating the turns, do you enjoy walking with it? Do you like the feel of the handle? Do you like the idea of grabbing onto this device and pushing it forward? Because as I told you this morning, Stephen, if you said it feels clunky and heavy and weird and robotic and all these things, there's no amount of software on earth that's going to change that experience. So to answer your question directly here, Shaun, I'm just so proud, and I get goosebumps all the time when I ask people, do you like walking with it? And everyone says, Luke, I gotta be honest, it feels way more natural. It feels way more lightweight. It feels way more simple than I ever imagined it would. Because when you hear the term robot, I think you're immediately coded in thinking about this big, tall, heavy, monstrous, Terminator-like thing. I like to call Glide the Iron Man. It's a suit of armor, but you know what? The person controls it. The person is more empowered with it.
I want the Terminator. Can I get that? Can I get that version?
You know what? Maybe V4.
Okay.
We'll get there. But really, for me, it's an amalgamation of what we're showing today is pretty much 97.9% there from a hardware and product design function. And that's over 1,200 demos, you know, 8,000 people in our glider community who have answered surveys, shown up to glider meetings. Now it's about this next frontier. It's about the software. It's about that brain. It's about that experience that we're going to bring with Glide. And we cannot wait to continue this development process over the next few months. And really, it's just the start of many, many years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a big thing. Shaun and I tried it at Site Village in London. And we were blown away, right? I mean, I think you were, Shaun.
I
think
yeah.
you were probably more sceptical than I was.
I was.
And I was at the start. I admit I was at the start. I was skeptical.
And I think we're not alone on that. A lot
No.
of people, as you mentioned yourself, Luke, you know, if people think, how is this possible? It's a totally new concept, for one thing. But it's not until you get hands-on, you think, actually, this could work. And it's surprising, but I hear that a lot as well.
And skepticism's great. That's what we want. That's why we're out in the open. You know, hey, I got to give it to my team and all of us. Like, it's not easy always to walk in somewhere and know that at times you've had duct tape on your prototype. Like, it's not a fun feeling, but what I have to say is I have to thank everyone for embracing that, for thinking it's fun and cool and interesting, and to really, again, feel like you're actually listening. You know, that great statement, for the community, with the community, by the community, I believe wholeheartedly we are meaning those words, we are putting actions to those words, and we will never stop. So keep the skepticism, keep the challenging. You know, there's the greatest saying, you can't get comfortable until you get uncomfortable. And I really want our team members, and I want all of us to be uncomfortable. This is a new category, this is a new idea. Nothing new is easy, but man, oh man, are you excited when a couple years later you go, I'm so proud we took that leap. I'm so proud we took that step. I'm so proud we did it. And I think we're going to be there one day.
Well, I also want to thank you personally because, you know, coming out here and telling my wife, hey, I'm going to California and you're not, is a really difficult conversation to have, right? You faced exactly the same experience.
Yes, absolutely. I still am. I'm still getting phone calls.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I can say that I am saved thanks to Glidance.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Because my sources tell me that you are showcasing one of your prototypes, and it's called, by the same name as my wife, Marie.
Oh, yes.
So thank you, Luke. You saved me. You saved my marriage.
Oh, look at that. Glide, independent mobility, and marriage counseling at
There
the
you
same
go,
time.
you see.
If you could just call one Sarah, then I'd be saved
That's
as well.
the next version.
Thank you.
You have my word. You have my word.
The Sarah too. I think that's brilliant.
Amazing.
Listen, thank you so much for your support, but also thank you for coming along and being starting up our show here in the exhibition hall. It's been wonderful.
We can't wait to know and see everything you meet in this entire exhibit hall. What this CSUN represents, aside from Glidance, is innovation, hope, and really just, I've been in tech, and let me tell you, I've never been in a place where you can walk across the booth of, in quote-unquote competitor, if we're honest with each other, and shake their hand and say, how you doing, how you been, can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
There's this community of innovators, thought leaders, and it's just amazing to know that we're all friends. We're all trying to do one thing. We're trying to provide the most amount of options, the most amount of access, and the most amount of independence. And no matter what, I'm happy if all of us do it together.
Yeah, well listen, best of luck with it. I know you've got a lot going on. People are already trying out Glide right now. So we're going to be speaking to some of those people through the course of the next few days. It's going to be great. Luke, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you guys, all the best.
Thanks, Luke.
And we'll continue our coverage. Now, Shaun, shall we
Yes.
go a wander?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Enjoy, guys.